You just tuned in to Ebro in the morning. Laura Styles, Miss Info still sitting in, and the OG himself, formerly known as OT. What's that stand for?
Original Trapper.
There you go. OT is here. Young Jeezy. What's up, my G?
What's happening?
Now hold up.
Oh no.
We got shot glasses.
It's early. It's early. We doing this early?
Yeah. Why not?
Oh my goodness.
What you want? You want the Añejo or the 44? You got to do the 44.
Going silver.
Oh, silver.
Yeah.
Right.
You in on this info?
Here you go.
No. Why do you look nervous? What? No.
Yeah.
You're with us. You have to do it. What? You have to do it.
Now, Jeezy, real quick, because you put me in the game with the obvious.
No question.
Yeah, and I appreciate they spending money. Or excuse me, you guys are spending advertising dollars with us. I appreciate it.
However you want to word it.
Well, break this down because I actually wasn't up. I didn't realize.
Can you speak on your involvement with this brand and this company?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know what I'm saying? It was, I drink tequila for real. So I was drinking Don Julio at first, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna step to him and see what they wanted to work a situation, but I happened to have a homeboy who put me on Avion around the same time. And I like Avion better, and when I went and sat down with Ken, you know what I'm saying, which is one of the owners, he actually let me design and make the 44.
Yeah.
So that's my version.
This is your design.
Yeah, that's my version. Design the bottle, the whole thing.
Now, real quick, before everybody try to run out and copy you a bottle, it ain't that easy. Of this is batch number 3.
Yeah.
Cask 84 and bottle 15. They only make 800 cases of this a year.
Damn right. But it's my version of 1942.
Yeah.
So that's what I was drinking. So that's my version. You know what I'm saying? I made it dark like that so you can sip it like some
I think I put you in the tequila game, though.
He might have did.
I think, what was the club we on 28th Street, right at 10th and 20th? What was that called? Soul or something we used to go to back in the day, and they had all the Spanish girls and black girls upstairs.
That sound about
and
right.
We was on the...
Sound real familiar.
Fuzzy nights,
was
Spanish girls, black girls.
It's coming to life.
Give me one of those.
Life.
So yeah, the Avion, I appreciate you, man.
Nah, man, appreciate you, man. You know?
All right. So listen,
it's a movement, baby. Get with it.
How sales? Sales are doing good.
Yeah, great, man. You know, I'm excited about being, just attached to something that's so, you know what I mean, just
it's classy.
Classy,
man.
Yeah, man. Like myself. So
and unlike the rest of you brands, and the reason why I'm talking about this so much, and y'all hear me talking about it on the radio, is because see, Jeezy understands you got to cut an old cat like me a check and things start moving.
That's right.
Wow.
Come on, man. Really?
That's right.
He paid me to be an endorser of a classy brand. Do you guys have a problem with that?
No, I think that businessmen handling business together is a
Talk
great
about
thing.
it.
I think that what's interesting, though, the larger topic is that in 2014, for hip-hop artists, a lot of doors get closed to you, depending on whether they want to judge the content of your lyrics or, what's on your Instagram. And people always want to make you pretend like you're squeaky clean. But something with alcohol brands or just grown-up products, I feel like people like Diddy and everybody else have opened a lot of doors where now you can see like, oh, there's a lot of money to be made in the hip-hop business, marketing, branding, that doesn't have to be pretend squeaky clean, so
I wouldn't even go as far as to say just squeaky clean. I mean, my whole thing with is I love the brand, but at the same time, I'm in a position that I can empower others.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I can empower Ebro.
Yeah.
I can empower Don Cannon. I can empower these different people that I know that, they market themselves. So it's like, they got their own followers, but it's like being able to empower and put people in your situation, and it's not just you eating.
You seem like a different person. Like you're prepared to have conversations that, like I've seen you do interviews where you told people straight up, I don't laugh like I don't.
Nah.
Like you used to really
shit.
Where like people would try to get you in a room and try to make you laugh, and you'd be like, nah.
But coming in the game at first, man, it was like
nah.
It was like I feel like I was being interrogated every time I was being interviewed because everybody always wanted to know about the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with this? What's up with that? And it's like when you from where I'm from, you're taught not to talk about that. I don't care what happens. It ain't y'all business. It ain't for the radio and the world to know what go on behind closed doors and what's the situation with me and this man or why this man doing this type of time and I ain't like. So it took that part of my career to learn that, okay, it's been 10 years, it's cool now. I can talk about certain things, but I'm gonna keep, my dignity, but at the same time, a lot of this is causing me, you know, like problems along the way because people don't understand who I am because all they do is hear things about me. Right. I don't speak on things because I feel, like my homeboys tell me all the time, you ain't in the street no more, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So it's like you can talk to people, and I get it. Like the more and more
you have to get comfortable.
Yeah, the more and more I'm around different artists, I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I like this dude. Like I like Wiz. You know what I'm saying? I go hang out with him. We smoke, talk. You know what I mean? Chop it up. But you know, it's positive energy. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like he looking at me like, you know what I mean? He's just looking at it like as who you are as a person.
So on that, because I think it gets misconstrued often because everybody tries to talk tough or talk about a life that they don't necessarily live.
No question.
It happens a lot. And I know for somebody like you, that's probably one of the biggest frustrations, right? Because you left that life.
No question.
So you tell your stories because that's your story. That's what you know and that's your story.
No question.
But how, because I always say this, real gangsters don't really listen to rap music like that.
Nah.
They sit around, they listening to love songs, they trying to fall in love, they trying to have a family, they trying
to grow.
They trying to get beyond that. So in dealing with navigating those emotions, do you still come across a lot of people who want to front about a life that you lived, and how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of crazy because, you know, when I sit back and look at the whole genre of music that I carved out, and I sit back and watch it, and I go, damn, like everybody traps, everybody talks about this. It's almost like you feel embarrassed sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, cause I was doing that to take care of my family and get out of my situation. It wasn't like that's how I wanted to come in the game. You think I wanted to come in the game on some superstar shit? Like, it was different. I had to grind like for nothing. You know, when you sit back and you just see how the game go and everybody think it's just cool to, you know, be high and, you know, all these different things, which is cool because it's a whole nother generation. I want to be the leader to tell them, okay, cool. Just like with this album, that's why I'm carving out a new space for that. Because it's like, what do you do when you 10 years in the game and you still have your street ties, but you still want to move forward? And you want the people around you to move forward? You want to continue to grow and be prosperous and all? It's like, that's where I'm at with it right now. It's like, I can't prove anything to nobody in this game. Because ain't nobody in this game got my credentials. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 5-star. It's like, it ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? It's me and Pac. You know what I mean? That's it. Leave it there. It's like nobody.
Well, I mean, Hov did his work.
As far as Hov, because Hov is a businessman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But me and Pac was more so on some, you know, revolutionary leadership. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't get me wrong. Like Hov, that's my G. Like, so at the end of the day, I respect anything he do. But he's a boss. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He makes boss moves. But, you know, you had somebody like me and Pac, we always on the ground level trying to motivate and inspire the people with my music. That's why I don't even, like, when people, the industry things go on, I just sit back and watch them because it's not my game to play. I can't compete with none of these cats in this game because it ain't where I'm at.
And for the people just tuning in, Young Jeezy's here, and what he's saying about Pac and him, I think we might have to pull back a little bit later, so work with me on this.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll pull back a layer. The organization of black men in the hood, for lack of a better term, and the ability to do so using whatever means necessary to organize, to purchase things, homes, move their families out. That's what you're talking, because that's what you're trying to do. No, whether it's selling clothes, whether it's selling tequila, whether it's selling music.
It's not even that. It's not even selling anything. It's being a leader. You know what I'm saying? Being there to guide the youth. You know, if you sit back and look what's going on in Chicago and all these different places, they have no leadership.
Yeah. There's no OGs around.
There's no OGs, and they don't gotta respect it because it's like they ain't seen nobody that lived that long that kept it on a straight and narrow. That's why Brooklyn love Hov so much. Everything he do is better than the last time. And he always moving in a full motion. You always want to be around people that move in a full motion. Where we come from, people don't move in full motion. They just stuck there. So I'm just saying, like, you know, before I leave this game, I'm going to make sure I put my imprint down to let them know this is what you can be, you know what I'm saying, 10 years out of the game. Because all the things I went through on the street level, you know what I'm saying, they traumatized me mentally. So when I came in the game, I was already on some, I ain't none of these, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, I already know what I just went through. I don't want to go through that again. But now I'm in a different space. I'm the head of A&R. At Atlantic, we got other things going. So now I can empower people at the same time. I don't want my message to get diluted. You see what I'm saying? So I want to keep my message the same. it's still motivation, it's still empowerment, it's still, inspiration, it's still, all that. That's why I'm so good at adversity, because that's where I come from. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when you look back and you see that, you got to keep it moving. You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing. Like, even with the music, like, a win is a win. Like, people got to know that. Because everybody trying to do better than the next man. You just got to make sure you straight, your people straight, and y'all keep moving, and y'all build something that's worth, you know what I mean, that starts off a legacy, and people talk about it.
Laura, you're not pouring the drinks. Like,
Oh, we have shots right here.
What,
We talk
Jeezy got a
he's-
fresh shot?
He's been drinking it. Just me and Info haven't.
When you,
drink your drinks.
don't be a bad influence.
Drink.
I will
We have a
drink
guest.
when I have some food in
We
my
have
stomach.
a guest.
Look, I'm gonna
Avion-
take a little sip
Evian
so
for
that I'm
breakfast,
not
you heard?
wilding out on the air.
Now, Young Jeezy's here. Do we have a date for the album?
September the 2nd.
I see it on shirts. Hashtag
Yeah,
September 2nd.
hashtag September 2nd, man. That's the movement.
And now there's been some what is it? There's a triangle on the cover, and
Yeah.
people get into this symbolism talk,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
afraid of the Illuminati and
Yeah.
all of this talk. How does that when that comes across your desk?
I mean, listen, man. I have no idea, what the hell an Illuminati is. And at the same time, if it was an Illuminati, I'm quite sure they want me to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I
where's
don't
my
think it's-
invite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying. And actually there's 3 different covers for the album. You know what I mean? And what I wanted to do was put my fans in a state of, mystery, a state of wonder, because I didn't want to do the typical Jeezy standing in front of a car with some chains on, or because I feel like I'm,
You
what I mean?
did that already.
Yeah, I'm over that. You know what I mean? So I want to bring something new to the game, and not to even, dare to compare, but it's just like, even when I look at the Machiavelli cover, I feel like that was a different dude than the Tupac I knew from All Eyes on Me.
It was.
Because he that's where he was at in his state of mind. And me, where I'm at in my state of mind, is a seen it all mentality. I'm speaking from a big homie's standpoint and not just some ignorant cat that you running with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let my blood, sweat, and tears and all the things I went through help you through what you got to go through. Because that's what it's about. If you ain't giving nobody game, you ain't giving them nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole, like, vision. But at the same time, it's just like, it's weird that people would even take a art cover for an album and just associate it with something, and they know your history from 10 years of being in the game. It's just like,
I mean, I bring it up only because in this day and age, we pay so much attention to social media. And it's so talked about, but it's not necessarily a conversation sometimes. So we give credence to things in social media just because they coming across our phone.
No question.
But sometimes there's somebody hiding in their little lonely bedroom in nowhere USA talking about something they don't know nothing about.
question.
You know what I mean? So,
But we're giving them prime time access into our brain.
yes.
Which is a
But it
problem.
happens in social media. That's part of the world we live in now. Are you active on Instagram, social media, all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's as much as I can be, but it's just like, I don't just try to, I've seen people that, that's their whole life. Anytime you get a picture for IG, like, damn, nigga, that's all you got going on. Like,
Yeah.
come on. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it's about, I do it for, my fans. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's only so much I'm going to, do as far as when it comes to my personal life. Because that's my life. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, anything that I do that I feel like is an experience, I'm going to share it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anything I feel like I do that, I see some cats and I'm getting up and brushing my teeth. Going to the bathroom. I'm about to, you know what I mean? It's just like, damn. You know what I mean? So,
But your personal is out now. Like a couple of personal incidents done made its way into the headlines now.
I mean, but I'm not putting them into the headline.
Right.
He didn't Instagram them.
Yeah, you believe that. But it's like, I try to be a part of it as much as I can without getting like brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Like so caught up in it. You know what I mean? I got people that I kick it with, that's all they do all day. And I'm just like, damn, like how we focusing on what we need to be doing? Cause it's like when I was young, I used to beat the block. Like all my homies used to be playing video games. And I'm like, who got time for that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to sit in the house and waste 4 hours of my life playing you in Madden. That's crazy. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go play this other game of life out here because I got some things that I'm trying to do and accomplish. So that's how I look at the internet as well. Like, when you read stuff, it's like you can't, it's like the perfect place for a coward to hide. You know what I mean? You can say anything behind some keys. Where I'm from, half of the people don't even own keyboards or computers. You know what I'm saying? They don't. It don't come across like that. It's personable. Because anything that I'm gonna say to a man, I'm gonna say it in his face and look him in his eyes. You know what I mean? So I can see what it really is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't sit behind a keyboard. You know what I mean? That's like an email. You ever had somebody send you a vulgar email? You're like, what the hell?
Nah, I never got the vulgar email.
Yeah.
The
You know what I mean?
text
Like,
though, the text though.
Pull up then. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do that.
Well, they just say something real wild.
Yeah.
And you're like, did you mean to type that?
Yeah.
I feel like we really need to speak. Then another thing, though, when it comes to your personal life and your public life, you said it yourself that you'll disappear for a couple years. Do you feel like that prevents you from being oversaturated?
I mean, I feel like
overexposed.
I feel like with my music, you know what I'm saying, with my craft and my art, and this is real talk, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I've done and contributed to this game has came from a real place, like from my heart, you know what I'm saying, with all my music, because 10 years from now, I want to be able to stand on it, you know what I mean, the same way. So I have to live to talk, to make music. You know what I'm saying? I have to do certain things, go through my trials and tribulations, and you know what I mean, my highs and my lows, to even be able to get in a studio and talk about anything, because it's all coming from an emotional place with the music, because that's what music is emotions, is how you feel. That's why you listen to different artists' albums, you know what they was in they life at that point by the text and tone of the music and how it sounds and it feels. So with me, it's like I'm still working. I work in the studio every day, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. But it's like, as I start putting things together and I start feeling the album coming together and the message that I want to deliver this time, it takes a little longer, because I'm not just going to record songs just to put an album out. I'm trying to have this perfect puzzle when it's done that you can listen to now and 10 years from now and still feel the same way.
But Ebro was actually mentioning about, your personal life leaking out into the public, and when you were referring to like issues with your son.
Well, we talked about it
right?
before we started this interview.
Yeah.
Does that end up coming? Is that going to be on Scene at all?
I mean, that part, I don't, to be honest with you, man, it's like, if you knew our upbringing and where we came from, like, you would understand the whole situation. Like, my son is, we really from the projects. Like, we really from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? We really from all that. So when he's with me, it's a totally different world than when he's with his mother. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what that is, because I was there. So, I call myself going back to get him, to bring him with me, because I want him to have more opportunities, more
Exposure.
chance. Yeah, just to be able to live a real life. But it was different because it was such a gap, and he lived with his mother so long. So sometimes him and his mother would have altercations or arguments, and that's how they kicked it. My thing was, no, if you're going to live with me, you're going to have chores. You're going to do with any other kid. You can get anything you want. You're going to go to school. You're going to do everything. So when we had...
It was an awakening. It
yeah.
was like a wake-up call.
And keep in mind, my son will be 18 on the 29th of this month. I've never, and anybody that knows me knows, I never, in his whole 18 years, have scolded my child once. If he does something, I have a real conversation with him.
He's a man, as you
listen,
should.
bro, I don't been 17 before. I don't been 16. But when we got to the point where we weren't respecting the father and son space, I think that's when the problem happened. And it needed to happen, because with any relationship, you're going to bump heads. But I think it put us in a better place, because he's like, Dad, these folks are talking about you like you're horrible. And you did everything in the world for me. Like, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, no, son, like, we have problem with family. You know what I'm saying? These are things that happen. But ever since that incident, my child has been everything I want him to be.
Wow.
Like, best kid ever. That's why I just bought him a Jeep for his birthday. Flew in from, the tour to surprise him.
And if you get in trouble in that Jeep,
I'm going to take it back. I got a low jack on it, buddy. I got a low jack on it.
be clear, don't get
I got a
loose.
low jack on it, buddy.
Yo, but that's real that he actually expressed that he had regrets about how you appeared.
It's crazy, because the conversations that me and my son have now, or conversation that I would love to have with some of my homies that's been around. Like, he's a visionary like myself. He got his own clothing line, International Fly Airlines. But he a fly, and he gets it. Dad, we supposed to win together. We supposed to move like this. And to me, that's all I ever wanted to see.
So let me stop you right there.
Okay.
because when it happened, Laura Styles, you'll remember, everybody was like, oh, Jeezy done knuckled up with his son and the security guard in the house, and they was tussling and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, I'm gonna have a daughter in a couple of days.
That's what's up. Congratulations, bro. I'm
blessed that I'm gonna have a daughter, because Laura will tell you, I'm gonna call 911 on myself when I have a son. Because when he turns 15, 16, if he's a man like me, he's gonna try to take charge.
Yeah, right.
And until he's paying the bills, you don't get to call shots in the house.
Yeah, right.
Which means when you go and try to call shots, I'm gonna have to punch you in your chest, live and direct. And
Oh wow!
Live, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you in the kitchen, making Lucky Charms, and I'm taking you out today.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo.
Today.
But I don't even want to tell you like what I went through like with my mother.
Right? No,
My mother didn't play no games. She going up top. Ain't nothing to talk about. You get out of line, it's on site.
Wow.
On site.
I think it happened with all of us.
On site.
By the way, with Asian parents, it's not just for sons; it's daughters too.
Yes.
We're catching it.
Yes.
So I understand.
But it was never. I think what it was sometime, you know, I think with him, he didn't realize, you know, who I was to the world.
Right.
He knew what I was to our neighborhood.
Right.
And you know the city, and you know when you hear about things, you think it, you know, just stop there. You know what I mean? But it's like I didn't even get charged. Like it was all a misunderstanding. I'm not trying to make it right. I'm just saying like it opened both of our eyes.
Right.
Like, you know, we on the same team, man. Like what happens in our house stays in our house. But at the same time, I must, you know, commend him just on how he's been since the incident.
Wow.
It's like I couldn't wish for a better kid. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you something. Was his chest puff game? Because when me and my father got into it, me and my father got into it the first time I was 13, trying to tell me how to dress.
Yeah.
And I jumped up off the bed. I was like, yo, you don't tell me how to. I did the little bass in the little chest, and he blew me up. Bow! Off the rip.
Yeah. No,
was you proud of how his.
No, he, you know, it really wasn't. I think it was.
Up with you?
Yeah,
I mean, because was his voice bass right?
Like I said again, we from the projects. You know what I'm saying? So he a little man. He, you know, he with it. You know what I'm saying? But it was more so like when you talk to your child, you want your child to listen, not be combative. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like we was so much cool like friends,
right?
That
when
it was it was like hold up, yeah, like come on, man. But you know, I mean, even my mother, you know, she'll tell you my mother kicked me out of the house with a gun when she found, you know, $1 million when I was 18, 17. You know what I'm saying? Kicked me out of the house. You know what I mean? Because that's how she found out what I was into. But I ain't gonna not tell you, I was the same dude about $1 million that she went upside my head, and I had to take that and get my money and get out of the house and go live with my grandmother. But me and my mother too.
Grandmother had the yams, as the song
says.
As the song says.
But now, you know, me and my mother is great. Like, you know, I take pride in being a provider for my family and bringing my family together because I never had a real family. So when I did my son's birthday and had my sister and my mom and my nephews and my niece and everybody there, you know, I took pride in that because I feel like as a man of a house, I got my family back together to sit down and have a good meal and a good time to see everybody smiling, you know, despite what people think about people where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't supposed to do that.
Guess what you did? You made it.
That's right.
You made it. Young Jeezy's here. So I guess the last thing on the table is your love life, which I don't care anything about.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
But I guess it should be noted that your ex-joint is now single again.
Who? My ex-joint?
Oh, wow.
Who would that be?
Keisha Cole is single now.
What that got to do with me, man?
Why do anybody want to go back?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's been my whole campaign.
Go
moving forward.
And then wants to go backwards.
Rihanna's single too, though, right? We could keep naming different names of people who are single.
I mean,
what's the old girl? What's the one? Date Michael Strahan?
Nicole Murphy, really?
That's your.
I mean, you know,
Hollywood.
Are you seeing
Nicole
anybody
Murphy?
special right now?
Huh?
Are you seeing anybody special?
Yeah, just this tour, baby. That's it. Just this tour. That's it.
Nicole
You know what I mean?
Murphy.
No, I'm just saying.
That came out of nowhere.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, she cool. You know, I don't want to be all in my realm.
Do you have a type?
Of course. I like strong, you know what I mean, sophisticated, you know what I mean, God-fearing women. You know what I mean? They gotta definitely be, you know, about their issue and have some hustle in them. I just, I like to see somebody that push me. You know what I mean? They out trying to get theirs, and it works. You just keep each other motivated.
Technically, though, with her hustle is finding really rich men.
Oh no! Hold on. Whoa.
So I don't know if that's the hustle that
I'm not talking about her in particular.
Is this
Yeah, right. You got another shot. Hey, look, man.
That's what you get when you make me drink in the morning.
No. But let's be clear, like, cause I don't want it to get out like, that's my get up. I'm just saying, when you were just naming women that were single, I was just naming another.
He's up on the news. Yeah.
You saw that on social media. You saw that it was a headline on USA Today or something.
Oh, that's what it was at.
Yeah, because it was Nicole Murphy broke up with Michael Strahan while he was getting his awards at the Hall of Fame. So he didn't know that they was breaking up.
No, he did know they were.
Oh, he did know.
Their engagement was called off, but she kind of made the public announcement. She let it out to the public while he was in. No, yeah, they didn't plan it. While he was in the Hall of Fame.
That was a little dirty right there.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's cold. Cold, Nicole. Damn, baby. What the?
And so I guess what else we left on the platter with Jeezy? Because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We want you to come back around.
Nah, man, I enjoyed it, man. I had, some Avion, some cool conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, man, with me, man, I just want you to know, man, it's still, everything's still 100 with me, man. I'm still, talking, how I'm supposed to talk and saying the things I'm supposed to say. The music is up to par. And it's like, when you don't see me, just know I'm working harder than anybody you see every day.
Can you share, now that, because I heard you talk a lot about young people.
Yeah.
I heard you talk about empowerment.
No question.
And I heard you talk about community.
No question.
Is there something that you're learning dealing with corporate America that you can share with young people out there? Because not everybody's going to get access to Jeezy.
Yeah, and I mean, I just feel like, you shouldn't play by nobody else's rules. If it you shouldn't just, do something just because there's an opportunity for a check. If it's not any longevity, or if it's not, something that can, open up another door for you, I would suggest, do what you're doing, because at the end of the day, you got to always think about it, like corporate America needs us. You know what I'm saying? But when you dealing with other people that, don't mind empowering you, you know what I'm saying, such as,
Yeah, but I can hear people you could say that, Jeezy, because you got money. I need.
Even if I didn't have some, I want to see, the people around me have money. I want to see the people around me get jobs. You know how many employees I got from between Atlantic Records and this and everything? I probably like over 300 some employees.
But
you know what I'm saying?
The people that you're trying to bring up with you, do you notice a certain trait that in your own friends, and maybe you love them as a friend, but you're like, you won't be able to make that transition? I mean,
it's sad. It's sad to say, but that's how life go. You know what I'm saying? You think of any football player that made it to the NFL. All his homies, he can't take them on the field with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you can be like a LeBron and put a Rich in a position that he can empower some other people, like the way they're moving. That's
the ones that want it the same way that
that's
you
how
want
you're
it.
supposed to move. Rich can't be on the court with him physically, but he can go out here and make some moves on his behalf. Same thing as Maverick. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't take everybody on the court with you, but you can put them in a position that they can open up some different doors. You know what I'm saying, and build onto your legacy. You know what I'm saying, and the whole infrastructure that you're trying to put together. 'Cause that's what it's about. Like, people gotta understand, everybody can't be the star.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with me, like, I didn't want to do this, but I had to because nobody else was self-disciplined enough to stay in the studio. Everybody I was investing my money in was just pissing it off. You know what I mean? Like, it was their money. So I'm just like, hold on, I gotta go do this. So I never chose to be like in the spotlight. So that's why I don't play the light, because that wasn't what I came here for. But at the same time, me being able to go over to Atlantic and sign something that I think is dope, me being able to be in Def Jam and use my expertise for all the trial and error that I had to help YG and him be successful, that's why I think I'm valuable at. So that's just, that's how I look at it.
Dope. I guess the last piece that I want to touch on before we get out of here is the kid Freddie Gibbs.
Okay.
He was like, yo, it's clean, it's good. Me and Jeezy, just business didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's clean and good.
Just look, man, like, when the whole ordeal was going on, I was more disappointed than anything, man, because Gibbs know, I messed up a lot of relationships, like even with Eminem, just, by me putting Gibbs on the record that was for me and trying to convince him to do the record and the record leaking in the process. I messed up, I burned a great bridge for me, like Eminem, my dude. Yeah. Me putting him on, songs with T.I. and putting them on 3 or 4 of my mixtapes, and me paying for videos that he didn't use because he didn't like, or he showed up to the set too late for them to shoot, and it's all my money. You know what I'm saying? Me, flying him in and out of town for his meetings. You know what I'm saying? Me, just investing in them.
Business things weren't tight.
It wasn't even business, because I wanted the kid to win. But when it became business, that's when it got difficult, because I'm like, yo, man, I'm $300,000-$400,000 in the hole dealing with this. I don't think I can keep, entertaining or funding your career. But any resources I got you, dog. I ran Joey IE, I went to every building, man. Y'all gotta sign this kid. He the truth. He dope. Nobody wanted to deal with it. But when you come to the table and we sit down as grown men, and a grown man tell you, hey, man, you my dog. It's like my friend. If I tell you, man, listen, I ain't got it right now, what you gonna say? Fuck me? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when we got on the phone, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Love.
So then it was social media that turned it into
No,
something.
it was him getting into his feelings when he should have just been grown about it and called me and been like, yo, I don't like how the phone conversation ended. Because it didn't end on a bad note. It ended on, all right, if you need me, I'm there, cool, whatever. Because I was all out of things that I could do for him and not focus on what I needed to be doing for myself. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I took a lot of time to try to break Freddie Gibbs. I took 6 months off my album just to focus on YG, because I wanted him to win that bad. You know what I'm saying? You know the people out DJ, they'll tell you.
I know.
I took 6 months. Like, I gotta break this kid, man. He deserves it. For the first time, I'm not going to even focus on myself. I'm going to take all my energy and all my effort and put it on somebody else. And the same I did with Gibbs, but I just think where all went wrong is, as men, you know what I'm saying, we got to be men. And when you say something to a man, that's your word, it's your bond. You can't go back on that. You can't tell me we good and then go on the radio station and try to slay me after I don't put all this money and called all these favors for you.
But you didn't say anything negative about him, never.
Never. I left it. I mean, but I'm Jeezy. What the hell I'm gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no contest, bro. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I wasn't even mad. I still ain't mad, because he can go on the radio and say all that, but when I see him, it ain't that. So I just was like, yo, man, like, you bugging. Like, come on, man. Like,
you've never been in the same room with each other, or you've never seen each other since then?
I mean, like, in between. Like, I was in the club one night in L.A. and he was over there. I was like, yo, tell him come over here, but he ain't come. But at the same time, I don't know what that was about. That's when I kind of figured out what's going on then. But listen, I'm a grown ass man. I still ain't mad. It's just like, yo, bro, that ain't it. But this is my point of case. Moving on. My point of case is, and the reason why I look at it like it's messed up is, I'm in a position to help a lot of people. Don't make me not trust, people that I could help because of your mistakes or you flipping out, because that ain't how it's supposed to work. Now I'm gonna look at the next dude who come around and deserve the chance and be like, I don't know, what y'all think?
Because it went so bad the last time. Like, but that didn't happen with YG. I mean, so it does
because
seem like
YG is about his business. YG does what he say he gonna do. YG is punctual. YG listens, for one, because he's at an age where he looking at it like that's the big homie, not looking at us like we equal because we're around the same age. We're not. Trust me. I know what my credit score is, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You feel me? So my thing with, YG is like, he had no problem with listening. He had no problem with investing back in his project. He had no problem getting out there working. And he never called me and asked me for anything. He was always, what do you think? How should I do it? You know what I mean? Who can help me do it? So it was like a different conversation, a different vibe. When I see YG, it's always love. If I ain't seen YG in 6 months, I know we good. When he come, he tripping, he laughing. We having a good time, enjoying life. It ain't you sitting in my car looking at me. I was in the car with dude, and he just looked at me like, you straight. I'm like, nigga, I work every day. Like, why you looking at my car and count my pocket, man? Don't do that. I don't know you like that, man. I know you because I want to help you. You're not helping me. There's nothing out of this situation that I'm gonna gain. And it's like I said, I'm a real one. I ain't gonna come up here and try to throw nobody in the butt. I still got love for dude. God bless him. But at the same time, come on, man, keep it 100. You know what I mean?
I think it's easier. It's easier, and I have a little joke that I play with people. It's called Blame Ebro.
Okay.
And it's easier for people to place blame on other people than take responsibility for their own actions.
Question.
And that's kind of like where it all started, because artists would get an attitude with me and they would play me music. I'd be like, this ain't good, man. Now, where I'm from, being honest from the gate is how you deal with real people.
Of course.
They come to you, you say you can or you can't. You like or you don't like. Off the rip, done. For some reason in the music business, people end up saying, oh, no, it's cool. Why don't you holler at me later? Or maybe we'll meet up, da-da-da. And they shine people on and keep shining them on and shining them on like it's something's going to happen.
Of course.
I'm not from that. I'm from either I like it or I don't.
All right.
Either I can help you or I can't. And we can still be cool. But I think in what I'm listening to you describe with this situation, this guy, and I'm going to talk to him. I think he's coming up here this week.
Of course.
He didn't uphold his end of the bargain, and he wanted to place blame on somebody, is what I'm hearing from you.
But my thing is, I would never leave Def Jam when Hov was president and feel like, his fault that I had any type of problems in my career, especially when somebody's taking their hard-earned money trying to help you achieve your dreams and your goals. That's things that parents do. Put you through college and makes you straight. Like, you know what I mean? That's that money we talking about. You know what I mean? I ain't, at the end of the day, when you start looking at your numbers and you seeing, okay, you $300,000-$400,000 in this project, and it's real because we didn't have a deal. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't have the Atlantic situation. And even when I went over there, I tried to get him in that. That was the first thing I said. Like, yo, if I'm coming, I got to get my man. You know what I'm saying? So, I went back and forth for that whole thing, but at the same time, my point in case is, man, is like, I would never blame another grown man for anything that happens with me. You know what I'm saying? Ever. And if I tell somebody that I'm cool with something, I'm gonna stick to my word. If it's a situation I had with an individual and it's like, you know what? Okay, we talked it straight. Okay, me and you talk, we good. It's cool, bro. You ain't gotta even worry about that. I'm not finna get on the radio next day and be like, cause I want to. Yeah, like, oh, this nigga think he finna. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a real one. You see me in the street, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing?
Hindsight is 2020, so it'd be interesting to see.
It's crazy you say that.
No, I'm gonna talk to him.
About that because a lot of times you look back and you're like, you know what? I kind of regret the ways that I reacted to that. But I actually want to know that since you did not feel burnt by that situation and you did invest so much time and energy into YG and you did see how positive that ended up, who's next?
I mean,
especially Atlanta has so much talent. Who is next to you?
I don't even want to call his name. There's a guy been just on for the last couple of days. You'll hear about him. I'm on him trying to get
somebody offer him a big check and take him from you.
Nah, yeah, because if I do that.
You say his
name, wow, so you're really in the works of trying to sign somebody new right now.
But the thing about it is, and I say again, it's about empowering. Like, I want to put somebody, I have a plug at Atlantic. I want to put somebody in the mix so that I can make sure that their project is straight. You know, you got different people like, Boosie over there. Like, I'm involved, like, from a top end. So what he might not see or he might not miss, I got him. That's why I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Me and Boosie been cool,
since
8, 9,
the beginning.
10 years. Yeah, so it's like he went and came home and now his homie is in a position to make sure that he's straight. If they go talking about a marketing budget and I go, man, listen, dog, I done been through that before. That's not enough. This is what we gonna need. This is what we need to go ask him for. I can do that now. So that's my whole thing. And even bringing somebody over to, Atlantic that can actually, build off and get their own brand and get their own thing going and build their own empire. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I don't want to sign nobody because you got a hot record and then when the label ain't rocking with you no more, you mad at Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm very patient about how I go into situations dealing with artists, because if you take them over there and you get them signed, they don't know everybody in the building. So when it doesn't go right, they only got one person to blame. That's you.
Blame Jeezy.
Blame Ebro.
Well, it's really, or blame Ebro. It's specific to the person they know, though. Because you're actually talking about understanding the bank that is a record label.
That's what I'm questioning.
Right, and the marketing machine and understanding all of the layers to it, right? Is that, now, we see a lot of people want to blame record labels, but do you feel like people don't understand the purpose of what a record label is?
Yeah, because they get these, they get these records and the records are hot in the club and then they go automatically sign a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that if you in the rap game and you rap hustling, but if you in the music business, you take Tech 9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very good.
That kid is brilliant, man. He cut out the middleman. He doing his own thing. He got his own co-founder. He got his own movement, and it works, and it makes him and the people around him money.
Millions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at it like that, because you gotta understand, like, even when I got in the game and I got my deal, like, at the time I had to take a deal because I ain't want to go away on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Long vacation. So that's all I was striving for. If I can just get a deal, you know, I can
get out of here.
I can get out of here. You know what I mean? I can live, and you know, and it happened like that. But now I'm happy because all the years of being in the game and being hands on, you know, it's paying off for me. Because if I could change somebody like YG's life, like, you know, I talk to his mom when I see her, and every time she see me, she say thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do it for, because imagine if I didn't go through all the trials and the chills and the, you know, back and forth with the label and just standing on my own and saying, no, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, and I'm not dropping the album this time. Not to be like, you know, I don't rock with y'all, but I'm letting y'all know it ain't time. And if we go out here and jump out here, we're gonna have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the streets, I'm hearing what's going on, it ain't time. So we gotta, you know, regroup and get the thing together. Same like with YG, his whole album rollout, you know, I was so instrumental in it because it was like I understood what he was trying to do. I was like, YG, you're the biggest thing on the West Coast. You have to come out here and live with me in Atlanta for some months so these people will know who you are. I used to take YG to the club, nobody knew who he was. But I kept bringing them, kept inviting people to the studio, brought Rich Homie Quan. That's how they got the My Hitter record. Took him around Yo Gotti, then came back, double back, like, yo, you should go on tour with Yo Gotti. It makes sense. He's big in the Southeast region, like, you need that. Just rock with him. And it was all those little pieces that, you know, a label probably didn't have the time to, you know, just to, you know, to groom and get him to that point, but all the things that I knew. So now when I hear my little cousins call me like, oh, where's YG? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because at first I was like, yo, this YG. They like, who? They like, oh, YG coming to town. Like, and it's love, because when YG comes to Atlanta, it's like a celebration, man. You got a whole nother family there, man. They know YG good out there. YG tells I ain't got to even be in Atlanta. He good. They going to come scoop him. They going to take him anywhere he want to go. They going to make sure he's straight, because he got that type of respect, because he like our little brother that, you know, that did his thing. And when I see him overseas and, you know, just in Spain or whatever doing his thing, I just like, damn, man, like, this kid got all the way out of Compton, man. He's really traveling the world, like, you know, performing his music in front of thousands of people. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, that's what I do it for.
Jeezy, ladies and gentlemen. Anything we didn't touch on here before we get up out of here?
September 2nd, people.
September 2nd, yeah. I know we was having real talk.
One more shot, I'm at the crawl out here.
Hit me the 44s. Hand me the 44.
One more shot, I'm at the crawl out of here, you hear me?
So listen, back to the album with your collaboration with Jay-Z. We read that when he was on the phone with you, he said
hold on, let me
that
clarify
he
that.
shed
Yes,
his tears.
please clarify.
Yes, please clarify. We were just
Clean
talking
it up.
about that.
I'm in New York. I can't.
You got hoes crying.
Have Jay calling me like,
Young
yo,
Jeezy says,
You made it
hoes
sound like I'm a
cry.
god baby.
what you doing up there?
No, what happened?
What he was saying was the same thing that I felt every time I hit a record. It touched back on some places that, you know, that us as successful men, we don't get a chance to revisit a lot. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing, you know, Emery home with him and Emery doing his thing, and, you know, Emery like is a made man. Like, he go out and get his own thing done. Like, he ain't looking at his man like that. So that just shows me the loyalty that they have. But for him to acknowledge the fact that they really went through that, because I didn't know that's what happened. I mean, when I went to St. Thomas, I was like, y'all know Hov? You know what I'm saying? I was just out there. So it's like, they know him out there, like, from some whole other.
Yeah.
So what I think he was saying was just talking about, like, his dad and his uncle, and, you know, just going through that whole part of life just brought back, you know, just memories. So it wasn't like he was crying. It was like he just like teared up, like, damn, you know, that really happened. Right. Like, it wasn't like boo-hooing. He was like, yo, geez, this is probably, you know, one of the best verses, and this is, you know, detail, and just when you listen to it, you like, damn, like, I didn't know 92 bricks. I'm counting on my hand, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I didn't even know that type of thing was going on, but for him to talk like that made me respect him even more, because even when I was just with the myth of Jay-Z or who he was, I had a lot of respect for him. But just seeing where he really came from, and him acknowledging that, and the people that are still around him know that that's what really happened, like, you know, it'll make anybody feel emotion. Right. That's a real verse. That ain't we just in the club having fun. That verse is gonna be from now till forever. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That song was gonna be from now to
Right.
forever.
And you know, I think it should be pointed out too. Ain't nothing wrong with tearing up when you reminisce on a place that you came
yeah, but
from
let's
that was
just
painful.
cleared it up.
Yeah.
I didn't say my man was out there, you know what I mean?
Ain't nothing
Sniffling
wrong with that,
and
though.
boo-hooing.
And if he was, he's probably wiping his face with hundreds. I don't know.
He's a father now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. You got a little girl. You're supposed to
Yeah.
tear up a little bit.